Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Mr. Curtis, and I am coming from you from our classroom, our virtual classroom. And today we are going to talk a little bit about statistical questions. And statistical questions, what in the world are they, for goodness sake? Well, that's what we're going to discuss. What is a statistical question? What is a non-statistical question? Well, just like what we normally do, we're always going to start with our questions and our definitions. And you'll find our guide when you go to the webpage for Mr. Curtis's class, go into files. You will see documents and materials for class. You will see one that is called statistical questions right here. It's this form, and you can download it and print it up, and that way you can follow along as I write. And this is, of course, a lesson where you just watch the video, and then on Tuesday at 9 a.m. till 10 a.m., we'll have our class where I'll be glad to talk with you about the lesson itself. So the lesson itself is simply, I'm going to go over the notes and give you a couple of examples and tell you where to find the materials. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin. Well, statistics. What in the world are statistics? Well, statistics are, let me go over here. Statistics are the science of collecting. So let me write that down here. The science of collecting, organizing, I know you can't see, so there it is, the science of collecting, organizing, analyzing, I know you can't see, the science of collecting, organizing, analyzing, that's A-N-A-L-Y-Z-I-N-G, analyzing, and interpreting, data. Now, again, the reason Mr. Curtis wants you to write this information down is, as I've said many times, the things that you write down, you have to process it through your brain onto the paper. So you have to think about it. So the statistics means the science of collecting, organizing, analyzing, and interpreting. So you get the information, you put it together by organizing it, you analyze it, you think about it, and you interpret it. In other words, what does this mean to me, or what does it mean to the question? So all of these things are about statistics. So statistics, the science of collecting, organizing, analyzing, and interpreting data. Okay? All right. The second thing that we're going to talk about is what it means to get the facts and statistics collected together for reference or analysis. So in other words, the information that you take in, what do you call it? Well, there's a word for it. We're going to call that data. So it's the information that you take in. It's the facts and the statistics collected together for reference or analysis. So it's all that information that you get to try to figure out some kind of statement that you can make some sort of conclusion. Okay, so let's talk about what exactly a statistical question is. A statistical question, so we're going to write that in, statistical, it's at the top of the page, S-T-A-T-I-S I-C-A-L. A statistical question is one for which you do not expect to get a single answer. So there's not just one answer for a statistical question. We'll get a little bit more into that in just a moment. A statistical question, this is number 4. A statistical question leads to a, and the word is going to be in the blank, variety. V-A-R-I-E-T-Y. It's a variety of answers. So it's not just one. There are more than one answer, or it's going to lead to more than one answer. And more about that here very shortly. Okay. So question number 5. Questions that are not statistical are questions for which you expect to get what? Well, if a statistical question, you get a variety of answers. Non-statistical, or questions that are not statistical, are questions for which you expect to get one answer, a single answer. Single or one answer. Okay, so a non-statistical question is only going to give you one answer. Okay, so that's great, Mr. Curtis, but what does that mean? Can you give me an example of a statistical question? Well, sure. Here's an example. What are the favorite flavors of ice cream in the 6th grade? So, what are the favorite flavors of ice cream in the 6th grade? So you could potentially get many answers from all the 6th grade students, right? So that's an example of a statistical question. There's going to be more than one answer. It's highly unlikely that everybody likes chocolate ice cream. That's everybody's favorite. There would be 116, 117 students who just say chocolate. That's not very likely. There's going to be a variety. Some will like vanilla, some will like chocolate, some will like strawberries, some will like mint. What is your favorite? Yes. Okay. So another example of a statistical question would be, what sports do Miss Wiedemann's students like to play? So what sports do Mrs. Wiedemann's students like to play? Again, there's going to be more than one answer. Some would like basketball, maybe football, maybe soccer, uh, baseball, what have you. So it's something that you expect to get more than one answer. Okay. All right, statistical or non-statistical questions. Number 7. What's an example of a non-statistical question? Now remember, back up here, we expect questions that are not statistical are questions for which you expect to get a single or one answer. So an example of a non-statistical question would be, what is your favorite ice cream? Or I should say favorite flavor of ice cream. It's not asking a group of students, it's simply asking one. So again, one answer. So what is your favorite flavor of ice cream? One answer. Another example of a non-statistical question would be, are you working on your homework? One answer, yes or no. And pretty straightforward. If you ask a variety of students, if you ask an entire class, are you working on your homework? Well, some would say yes, some would say no. And so you could say of the students asking, doing their homework, you could say, okay, of the 25 students, 20 are working on their homework and 20 are, and 5 are not. So again, this is simply asking you, are you doing your homework? All right, let's throw a couple of questions and we'll wrap it up here in just a second here. So question number one, again, this says, determine whether each question is statistical or not when asked to 20 different students. Okay, so it's asking a group of students, not just one. Okay, so the first question here is, what is your favorite color? Well, what do you expect? Do you expect to get one answer, or do you expect to get a variety of answers? So you would expect to get a variety of answers. So that would be a statistical question. Okay, that is going to be a statistical question because you're going to get a variety of answers. Next, who is the president of the United States? Who's the president of the United States? Well, there's really only one answer because we only have one president of the United States. So that would be a non-statistical question. One president, only one answer is a non-statistical question. All right. Next, what is the atomic number of carbon? Well, again, if you ask 20 students, there's only one answer of what the atomic number of carbon would be. So that is going to be a non-statistical question. So we circle that. Okay. What is the best book you read during the summer? Again, we're asking 20 students. You're going to get a variety of answers. So that is going to be statistical. Next, how old were you when you lost your first tooth? Again, everyone is going to give a different answer. There may be some folks who give the same answer. Maybe they were 3 or 4. But again, you're going to get a variety of answers. So that is going to be a statistical question. Okay. So we have filled out, hopefully you have found this. Again, it is on my webpage, and you go to the top where it says Files, and then Class Materials, and you will see this worksheet. I'd like for you to fill this out and have it ready when we have our class that is live on Tuesday. I would like for you to please review this form, make sure you have written it down and you've got it, and bring your questions, and I'll be glad to talk with you about that. So that is all for right now. We are going to stop. I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday morning. And so let me go back over here and trying to get this thing. All right, where am I? Okay. Well, I'm having a little bit of a problem getting this to continue. So I'm just going to stop right now. And thank you very much.